Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mac Marches, Castle Mac's production of the West Marches as our caravan heads further north up the Sword Coast towards a new settlement known as Frostvarden. Tonight, I am joined by friends old and new, and I'm so excited for Devon's debut online. This is like your, cotillion or something. It's the equivalent of a D&D cotillion. So, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Devon.
Yeah, it's actually funny that you called it a cotillion because I got a whole bunch of streamers and like a cake over there. So it's pretty appropriate.
Yeah, we smashed a champagne bottle. We went all out. So we'll go quickly around the horn and introduce everyone, and then we're going to just jump right in as we've been doing lately. Get to the Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm going to go straight down from where I am first and foremost to a face you all know and recognize. It is our friend, Mr. Wiley Hobbins. Go ahead and say hi there, my dude.
Hey, Internet. How's it going? So excited. My second Mac March. Pretty thrilled playing Mirvidar. He's a moon elf rogue, and I'm really thrilled to be playing with Devon on his maiden voyage. I had bacon today in honor of your cotillion.
Okay.
I had country ham, so I'm in the same boat. I gotta get the angles right. We're gonna go right down here to Miss Misery, Miss Misery is like an OG friend, but I have never gotten a chance to play with her, so I'm so glad that Marches has brought this together. You wanna say hi there, Miss Misery?
Hi, how are you? As he said, I am one of the OGs, I think anyways. And I'm also one of the Macalites.
That's right, one of the Macalites. And last but certainly not least, my friend Sean over there as Brand across... Gosh, I keep pointing the wrong way.
Yeah, hey guys. Really happy to be playing with Stephen again. He was actually the first DM I ever got to play under a few years ago now, but finally
that was
reunited.
Many moons ago, as you migrate ever closer towards the East Coast from... the other side of the world. All right, without further ado, Devon, why don't you go ahead and take it away, my dude?
All right. So, when last the Mac Marches, sorry, I almost forgot which game I was in, met, they had just helped out the town of Frickley. And it's been a couple days since then. The caravan stopped for about a day and a half, just a rest, and then they set off, and the path has steadily gone inward as there's something of a bit of a highland, lots of hills and stuff that the path would be hard to wind through, so it's steadily gone eastward, and gotten a little lower. You've entered something of a lowland, and occasionally the path gets exceptionally muddy, and wood has to be placed out to even get the wagons to be able to cross it. The plants have changed. Instead of the sturdy grasses, you're noticing mosses and low-lying water plants and stunted pines and such.
I'll be right back. I got a tooth situation. You guys just keep rolling.
No worries. You've entered something of a marshland. What the citizens of Frickley called a muskeg. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that, but that's sort of like something of an Arctic bog. Lots of peat moss, stuff like that. And so it's about 3 days since you've left Frickley, and the caravan is stopped for the evening. Hugrina has gone around and assigned watch. She's picked 2 people from wagon number 66, Brandon Cage, and then grabbed 2 other people to help you out because you're a smaller wagon, not as many people as some of the other ones. So the 4 of you, 3 plus Steven, are currently sat around a small fire, keeping watch. Please go ahead.
Well, it's about time that they brought us forward. Got a bit sick of sitting there on one of the rear wagons.
I love how you think so well of yourself. Just remember, you haven't proven yourself yet. Neither have I.
Well, one must stay in practice, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be at the fireside just smoking a pipe, kind of taking it all in my dark cloaks. Silvery, long, braided, bluish hair, pale, bluish, silvery skin. So you say you're from Wagon 66, are you?
That is correct.
I am Mirvadar Valerian of Silvery Moon, and I'll offer my hand. It's nice to meet you.
Well met, Mirvadar. They call me Brand.
Well met indeed. And you, milady?
Cage Umbehold. Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you as well. Would anyone care for a bit of tobacco? Kind of hold out my pipe weed.
None for me, thank you. But you have been called upon before, have you not?
Yes. A bit a while back, we had a bit of an adventure with some fungus.
Interesting.
Nasty, disgusting round of zombie fungus. And it wasn't pleasant, but it certainly broke the boredom of day in and day out lurching and riding around in this desolation.
Well, that does sound rather exciting.
It was nice to get out and see some things and be of help. This poor people's village was overtaken by some zombie fungus that was down in their well, and it was nice to be of service.
So as you guys are sitting and chatting, the evening progresses and darkness falls. And as it does, and it cools, there's a light mist that forms, sort of obscuring some of the deeper parts of the bog in the distance. And every once in a while, one of the cart hands walks by here and there. Hogrina walks by at one point, checking on the watch, sort of kicks at the fire. Just keep your eye out. We've had a lot of issues recently, and I don't want any funny business.
Yes, ma'am. Anything in particular we should be aware of, then?
Well, some of those villagers in Frickley mentioned something that might, I don't know, it sounds silly, but they mentioned every once in a while seeing dancing lights out in this area. I don't know what that means, but keep your eye out.
Will do indeed.
Any more RP, or should I?
So I guess I missed if Nocturne was sitting here as well. I was dealing with
Hogrina had
Tooth.
grabbed Cage and Brand from Wagon 66, which is a smaller one, so it's just the two of them, and then grabbed you two just at random from other wagons to bolster that portion of the watch.
Cool. Well, I think you would notice that Nocturne has a pretty large hawk that kind of sits on his shoulder, and so he'd be kind of feeding it occasionally and whispering to it once in a while, but he's also overly eagerly friendly, so he'd sort of be like, would you like to feed him? It's all right.
I'll walk right over. I say that's a majestic bird indeed. I would love to feed him. I'll offer some of whatever you're feeding him. Does he have a name?
Scratch it under the chin. Yeah, of course. What is it? Oh, it's actually her. It's... Sorry about that. Yeah. This is Elia. She's been with me for some time.
Lovely name. My apologies for the mix-up in gender. I'm not well-versed in such aviary details. But, my name is Mirvadar Valerian. Pleased to meet you.
Mirvar Nocturne. Not my real name, but it'll do. Brand, you said it was?
Yes, indeed. How did you come to have such a magnificent pet as this?
Well, quite strange, really, In my studies, I came upon a spell. You could summon She's really a spirit. Do you believe that? A fey spirit, as it were.
Ah,
She can come back. I can dismiss her at will. In fact, here's a little parlor trick. And he would kind of scratch under her chin and snap his finger, and she would disappear in the pocket dimension that familiars can go to.
At
He's
that
like-
point, a cart hand walking guy goes, what? What happened? Where'd it go?
Like, he'd be like, "Oh, you. It's simply magic." Snap and her come back.
And oh my god, oh god, these fucking adventurers. And he just continues on, sort of like,
Humans.
Say, have a drink, sir. Relax. My goodness. Take a load off. Just some simple magic.
It seems a benign enough summoning spell.
But she's quite obedient, extremely intelligent, willing to risk her life. Wonderful beast, really. And Cage, you said it was.
Yes.
Well, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yours as well. Now, you said that Nocturne wasn't your real name?
That's right.
And I know why you chose such a, interesting name there.
Oh, I'm a
Nocturne.
fan of the arts, music in particular. And I figured, might as well keep my real name a bit secret. No real reason, I suppose. It's a bit like a stage name, maybe? As an adventurer. It'd be nice to be known as something else. I've heard my other name for hundreds of years. Why not pick one? Maybe it's strange, I don't know.
Makes sense to me.
There's certainly some wisdom there. There is power in real names.
There is. There is indeed.
It's the very reason that, if you must know, a brand is not my real name either. A form of protection.
Exactly. Security through obscurity, I suppose.
Precisely.
Can I have everyone roll me a perception check real quick?
Sure.
Oh, all right.
While the conversation is, sort of occurring. Oh, okay, Brand, yeah.
Oh.
Seems good. Seems good.
Okay, so
Land's awake.
Brand and Nocturne, as the conversation is continuing, and the mist is getting a little thicker. It's not the kind of mist that the caravan had experienced earlier in their journey, where it was like so thick you could barely see in front of you. It's just your sort of standard like evening, early morning fog. You notice that besides the sounds of the caravan, all the insect noise, all the sound of wind rushing through the bog reeds and trees, it all just dies down. It gets very quiet.
Did you all notice that? Was it just me?
I've already
Yes.
got my sword out.
Something strange.
What is it?
And at that, from out in the bog, you hear the scream of a man. Just very, very faint. And then it cuts off very suddenly.
I'm at my feet, short bow,
Okay.
Yeah.
looking in the direction that I can best determine.
The caravan is suddenly abuzz with activity, and you hear shouts ringing out from up and down. And eventually, sort of word comes down. There's a couple caravan hands missing, not the adventurers, but the general workers.
Sort of like that fellow that walked by and
Exactly. Just like that man. They had wandered off into the bog, into the muskeg. And
Damn fools.
Yep. And at that, Hogrina passes by and she goes, "You four, go out. Be careful though. We need to find these men. They help drive the carts."
very
Go.
well. Let us go. I'm going to rush off, kind of looking back over my shoulder at my companion.
Boss.
Bow drawn, arrow knocked.
Yeah, Nocturne
Oh,
will draw his
he's
short
a
bow, his short sword. Sorry, go
And I
ahead.
would like to stealth if I may. Am I allowed to do that, Mr. DM?
You can stealth, but I believe that puts you at like half movement speed,
Mhm.
just in terms of general.
That's fine. If they pass me, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Well, as you move further away from the caravan, you enter really the actuality of the low-lying bog, because the path has sort of been built up a little bit. Every once in a while, your foot will sort of go through this like thick sphagnum moss, and you can tell that there are areas in this where there's deep water that's just covered by vegetation. But as you sort of progress, eventually off in the distance, you notice a dim bouncing light that seems to be moving around a humanoid figure that you're just barely catching the silhouette of. And we're going to move to this.
I think as we're moving through, Brand would be using his quarterstaff, just kind of like checking the ground ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're so you're sort of starting to recognize the difference between what's actual land and what is some of this
Shaky bog.
bog, muskeg, peat, whatever. All right, so what do you guys do? You probably maybe 100 or so feet ahead of you. You can see these dancing lights, 3 orbs of like flickering, almost flame-like light moving around this humanoid who looks like, you can now see the way he's dressed, and he's clearly one of the wagon hands, and he's just sort of stumbling forward, almost as if in a trance.
Forward away from us?
Away from you, yeah.
And you said about 100 feet?
Let's measure it. 85, 90 feet or so.
Are our tokens on the board?
Yes.
Far to the right edge, sir.
Yeah, it's like top right of the board.
Scroll
There
right.
they are. There they are.
Yeah.
Cool.
Would I be able to make maybe a nature or an arcana? Does it look magical just at looking at it? What would you
Yeah, you can make an arcana check if you'd like.
While he's trying to figure it out, I am going to cast message and try to shoot that person a warning, just like, "What are you doing, you damn fool?" And he'll cast that, and like, I think he like whispers into his hand and releases it towards him.
Okay, so Wiley, or Mirvadar, you have an idea of what this is. You think it's some sort of illusory magic, but you can't quite tell for sure, at least. Nocturne, you release your message, and the figure pauses for like the briefest of seconds, but as he does, the 3 lights that are dancing around him focus right around his face and start pulling him forward again.
It appears he's under or being led by some kind of magic spell or some such. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'll say to Brand and Cage as we're close.
Yeah.
All right, we should go. We should move.
Yeah.
All right.
Cost.
Let's roll initiative.
All right, make sure everyone click on your token before you roll
Yep.
to make sure it gets counted.
Oh, let's see. There we go. Turn over.
And I do have to add Elia. I think it's a dex of 2, but it might be a dex of 3. Either way.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Is everyone all rolled? Looks like maybe.
Yep.
All right, cool. So, Cage, it is your turn.
I'm hoping I'm light enough not to pass down through any thin spots.
Okay.
But I am going to dash towards him. Use my
Okay.
full movement, which will be 70.
All right.
Approximately.
So, are you gonna go past like right here or so? Actually, you know what? So, Brand, because you've been sort of testing the waters, if you will,
Mhm.
I am going to move this out of my vision and put it into yours so you can see it. So that sort of line right there, to your eye, shows like you get a feel that everything on this side is that nasty, sinky stuff.
Yeah, so I just kind of like gesture towards the safe ground and say, "The ground appears to sink away to the right. You better wrap around this tree."
All right.
Very well, thank you.
So, should I take my 70 as if it was a direct line, or should I cut down? Basically, take 2 different movements.
If you want to do it as the 70 straight, you'd have to reduce it a little bit for moving over the. So yeah, I would say cut down if you want to avoid it.
Cut it down to 60.
So it'd cost double per square. So I'd move around it.
Yeah.
Because you essentially would cost 10 per square in the difficult ground.
Cool.
So I think this square was 35. Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Oh, that was only your first move. If you dash, you can do another 35.
Okay.
If that's what you wanted to do.
And yeah, I'll move over to here.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you get a better look at the guy just now that you're a little closer. He's got like mud all the way up to like mid thigh, and at one point he sort of like turns and look back at the noise of you running up, and his face is just slack. Really nothing going on. Nocturne.
The lights are on, but there's nobody home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the lights are on.
All right. Nocturne will brush his hand over his chest like that, and you would see that there's a strip of leather in his hand that he would then rub and whisper and cast mage armor on himself. Mm-hmm. And then he will also move 30 feet. 10, 20, 30, gets him about right there.
All right. And then I assume Elia moves with you.
Mm-hmm. I did roll for her. She technically is supposed to have her own initiative. I rolled her a 16 in there, but she can act on my turn if you want to just simplify it.
Yeah, just do that.
Okay. So she has a flight speed of 40, so she's gonna fly straight. 20, 30, 40, 10, 20, 30, 35. She'll kind of fly right there, and I think she'll kind of level off, so she's like right at eye level height with Cage, kind of deliberately keeping pace with her.
Yeah. Sounds good. And then, let's see. Oh, Cage. Looks like you accidentally rolled twice. Okay, so as that happens, Elia, or Nocturne, you see, yeah. How much health does Elia have?
Pretty sure like 1 hit point.
Okay, you see spring from nearby this blue, like, sparkling light that wraps around Elia, and Elia's eyes droop and close, and it falls to the ground. Not dead, because obviously it would have just disappeared if it was dead. But
well, that's scary. Where did the light come from?
From right over in this area.
Can you ping it?
Yeah. And actually, I believe in this case, because it just cast a spell, it is. I'll just. Suddenly, from that area, you notice falling away, the invisibility falling away from it. This small humanoid figure with fluttering paper-like wings. Its skin is a greenish brown, and it's got this wicked expression on its face.
Ooh.
and it's going to sort of flutter over this way, and sort of like hover near the farmhand and like chitter to itself.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Yeah, Brand, it's your go.
All right. Foul spellcasters are afoot. I'm just going to charge up past Nocturne. Not quite catching up with Cage because she's much too fast.
Yeah.
And just kind of holding the quarterstaff behind me, kind of ready.
All right, and then Mirdavar.
Yes, I'm going to dash as well. So, whoops. 15, 20, 30. I can go 60, 35, 40, 45, 50. I want to get 55, 60. I want to get where I can see. So when I come around that tree, I'm able to see that little
Correct.
creature. As a member of the Fey variety, would I recognize what I might be seeing there as a moon elf?
Roll a nature check.
Sure.
So yeah, also, can I do the same? I speak Sylvan, if that helps any. Got my language proficiency.
It might.
All right, rolling nature, you said?
Yeah.
Not quite as versed as Mirdavar here, but...
Off the top of your head, Nocturne isn't going to recognize it, but Mirdavar, you recognize this as a pixie, but something's a little off of it. You know pixies to be mischievous, but this one has a distinct pallor to its appearance that is unusual. Normally, they're very brightly colored.
Right.
And this one is deep, sallow greens and browns, and its hair is limp and stringy. And where normally it would have almost beautiful butterfly-like wings, these look like rotten leaves, almost.
It appears to be a pixie, but it's no normal pixie. It seems almost evil or sad or sallow. I say, Nocturne, have you seen pixies before?
Oh, absolutely. Completely. And you're right. This is very different than any other pixie, he says confidently.
Yeah. And it appears
by foul magics.
It appears that it's the spellcaster affecting our friend. I'm going to go ahead and loose an arrow.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not going to loose an arrow. I'm going to loose something else. So you see the moon elf stop and make some little gesture and mutter something in Elvish. And a bolt of flame.
Oh, yeah, that hits. That hits.
Boom.
Roll damage. Okay. So, yeah, you see your streak of fire flies at it and it hits it like in the shoulder, and you see its wings start to burn and sizzle, and it screams in like this extremely tiny with a very sharp voice, and like it almost drops to the ground but sort of regains its flight.
I don't like the look of this little fey creature. It isn't right. Something is wrong with this. That'll end my turn.
Okay. And we're back to the top of the order. Cage, it is your turn.
Yes, okay. This is actually, I'm just gonna stow my sword and pull my sharp bow and take a shot. So I don't think I want to hit it just yet.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And 7 damage.
Okay, Yeah, so it's looking pretty bad. Your arrow like hits it right in the gut, and the weight of the arrow sort of like pulls it down. It's not quite down yet, but you can see it. It's breathing hard, and it's got this really evil look in its eye.
Mm-hmm. All right. And I'm going to use my movement, I think.
Okay.
Not full, but probably 20 feet or so.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's it for me,
And
buddy.
then Nocturne.
All right, Nocturne will run up some and kind of stand by Mirdavar and almost in the exact same form that he did, cast a firebolt similarly. So he'll shoot a firebolt at it also.
Yeah, that's obviously a hit. 20. Well done.
All right. Hey,
Yeah.
normally I roll like 1s and 2s on cantrip damage, so I'm taking that one.
Okay. How would you like your exceptionally powerful firebolt to kill this?
How big is the pixie? Like, yay?
Yeah, it's like yay big.
I think it's just like sparks kind of fly out and just explodes in tiny little bits.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, so that one is dead. Okay. Is that the end of your turn, or are you going to move up?
Yep,
or-
nope, that's it.
All right, Brand, it's your go.
Real quick, are there still lights all around his face and head?
As you see the creature fade and die, one of the lights disappears.
How many others are there? Two more?
There were 3 lights originally, and now there's 2.
So I just kind of cast my eyes about. If one was invisible, then surely the others might be as well. I'm gonna take the search action, see if I can spot any other.
Okay. Sorry, what did you say you were going to do?
Search action.
Okay, yeah, roll me a perception check.
Oof.
No, with it being a little dark and sort of the 2 little orbs of light are actually fairly bright, and they're sort of ruining your low vision sight that you sort of get after being in the dark for a while. So everything outside of the ring of that light is very faint, and it's hard to tell where these things might be.
All right, I'll take a few steps forward and just kind of like pass out with the quarterstaff. Show yourselves, dark spell slingers.
Okay.
Your end has come.
Mirdavar.
I like your brand voice.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm just going to move and hold my action. I have my short bow out.
Okay.
I don't see anything else. Just be looking around.
Okay. And then that's going to be back to the top of the order. So, Cage. Similar to the chittering laughter of that first one, all of a sudden you hear a similar, maybe slightly more gruff. It's not quite the same, but it's the light tinkling but sinister laughter over your shoulder. And I'm going to need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw. Okay, no. So unfortunately, that's not going to make it. So as this creature comes into focus again, like the last one, you feel this haze wash over your head, Cage.
Now, I'm an elf. If this is a charm sort of effect, do I have advantage on that?
Yeah, I would give you advantage on that, actually. Roll again.
Alright. Doesn't matter.
All right. So we'll deal with what what just happened to you on your turn.
And by the way, gang, we do have one divine inspiration, so it's there for the spending.
And then it is going, and now it's Cage's turn. Cage, roll me a d10, please.
All right.
Okay, so you are going to be able to move and act normally on your turn. You
Okay.
are currently suffering under the effects of confusion.
Okay.
All right. So make your turn as standard.
All right. I am going to turn and attack the pixie next to me with my rapier.
Go for it.
14.
That's going to be a miss.
Okay. What else do I want to do? So I can really do. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna stay.
Okay. In that case, it is Nocturne's turn.
All right, Nocturne will, having seen it cast some spell on Cage, he'll first shout at her, just be like, Cage! Cage, snap out of it! And then he'll run up like that, drawing his short sword, but holding it in his left hand, and again trying to hit it with a firebolt.
Yep. Okay. Roll. Nope.
You know what? I'm gonna use a divine reroll, and also thank you, Zombie. He just gave us 2 more, so we've got 2 left after I spend one, so I'm burning it.
Do it.
Oh! The gods tried.
No. This pixie, sort of being a little wiser for the wear after watching its companion get incinerated, sees the flare of light and moves backwards, you see some of the skin on its chest darken a little bit though as the flame passes by. Almost like contact burn, but it is none the worse for wear.
Devin, I've got a question.
You had a
held action. Yeah,
held action. Please make that now, and then
I would like to go ahead and fire my bow at this pixie dude.
Go for it, and then we'll take your turn normally. Yeah, that's gonna hit. Nice, solid hit.
Damages.
Okay,
And that-
so
Also, I would be entitled to a sneak attack roll because I have one companion within 5 feet.
yeah, it's fair.
So let's do that. That would be a D6, right?
I don't know why my character suddenly decided to be the tank.
Total of 9.
Okay, so yeah, this is an exceptionally powerful hit that you land on it. And again, this one almost drops, but its wings strain and flap, and you can see little drips of black ichor falling from the wound, and the scent of like mossy decay starts to fill the air, and it's now Bran. No, wait. I think we actually skipped Bran. Sorry. It is
Well, I was just
Wiley's save action. Now it's
Right.
Bran.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hearing Nocturne call out, I say, she may not be able to break out of this on her own, but there's one way to end a spell. And he judges the pixie. He's going to take a few swings first, her hand just sideways, swatting at it with the quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm. Hit. Yeah, you.
Nice.
Well, how do you kill it, my dude?
Yeah, as it's kind of dodged, I don't know, just been hit by that arrow and is recovering. He just charges towards it and almost just kind of like baseball swing. Completely just clocks it in the side of the body with the end of the quarterstaff, sending it flying.
Yeah. I assume away from Cage.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you see this thing, and then there's a light splash as it disappears into the darkness. And again, another one of those 3 lights disappears.
All right. Having knocked that thing away, I'll just stay where I am, kind of turning with my back towards Cage and scanning out towards the box.
Quick shout out to Shanologic and Arctic Nerd. Y'all are blowing it up. We have like 23 rerolls right now.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Thank you guys so much. That seriously means so much to us.
We're gonna
Much
have a chat.
appreciated. Man, you guys are the best.
Did that come from the Kayla Cuss jar?
Okay. Mirdavar, it's your turn.
Well, 2 are down. Apparently, there's one more. Where is it? I'm gonna ready my short bow and hold my action and just stay put and just look around. I don't know if a perception would be all right. I mean, obviously, I can't see invisible things.
Yeah, you can do a perception.
I'm ready to see it if it shows up.
Nope, you don't see anything.
All right, I'm just gonna hang tight, arrow knocked, ready to roll.
All right. So it is now top of the order. And then Mirdavar, you did a lot of you've done a lot of damage so far. I'm gonna have you make me a wisdom saving throw.
Very well.
Oh. You, again, as a flickering blue, misty, magical energy washes over you. You notice everyone around you seems to be getting larger, and you feel your equipment slip away from your hands.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the rest of you see as Mirdavar shrinks down into a rabbit.
Oh, what's happening? What's going on?
And the last of the 3 pixies appears to the south of you.
Holy shit.
And you guys see the rabbit sort of look back and forth, and when you said what the heck's going on, you just hear a small chittering. Although, Steven, you speak Sylvan, so you get some semblance of the meaning.
Like bits and pieces of it?
Yeah. Like it's clearly concerned and a bit annoyed. And then it's top of the order, so Cage.
Alrighty. I'm going to step up next to Brand.
Okay.
Do my usual eye roll at him, just have my eyes just crossed, just being in his presence. And I'm gonna grab my bow again and take another shot.
All right. Miss.
13.
That's gonna be a miss. This thing, just very lightly moves out of the way. It's sort of obscured by darkness a little bit, and.
Right now.
All right, is that your turn?
I am going to stealth if possible. Yeah, wait, no, never mind. Yeah, I can't.
You're sort of a little out in the open.
Everybody just died on me.
Oh, are we good?
Yeah, use the rerolls. Use the rerolls.
Yeah, that's right. We have rerolls.
Use them. Well, I think we have like 25 right now. So
that is true. Those 2. All right. Yeah. So I'll do it again. No more.
Nope. Yeah, this arrow goes way wide. Just twing.
I'm still a little foggy from the.
Disappears. It actually shoots low, and you see it just disappear into the murk and muck. Maybe 10 feet ahead of you. Nocturne.
Holy shit, Shannon. Y'all are nuts. Oh my god.
Just gotta fight. Just
you guys are insane. I'm so sorry, Devin. Guys, that is incredible. You guys are ridiculous. So we're buying this new audio equipment. We're gonna name the mics after people. So one mic is gonna be Shannon, one's gonna be Arctic. Okay, all right, sorry. Nocturne will draw his short sword, and as he starts like swinging it around his head, the blade is kind of vibrating, and it's giving off that sort of like almost like a tuning fork. Like it's like he's training to be a blade singer. So he swings it around, and in this almost dance, kind of rushes forward and kind of spins around the pixie, and will try to attack it with his short sword.
So I'm gonna. That's awesome, but as you do that, as you step out towards it, you feel your feet start sinking in a little bit more.
Oh no!
And you are now about knee deep, mired in this gunk.
All right, how far do I make it? Do I make it there, or do I stop before that?
You can make it there. It's just standard difficult terrain.
Okay,
so.
he tries to dance, but instead just sinks.
Just slog.
Yep. But he will attack with his short sword. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say anything. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I would say, by the way, bog like this stinks.
Oh yeah.
I grew up in places like this.
It's like a very acidic scent.
All right, well here I go. I'll attack with the short sword, and I'm just gonna preemptively re-roll it because we've got so many. Oh my god.
Well, yeah.
Insane. Okay.
Just keep coming.
I'll be 5 damage as he slashes it across.
Yeah, you sort of, at the very last minute, you get something of a graceful spin in, and you get a nice slash across its back.
Nice.
But
yeah, I think he'll be sort of looking down like, oh dear. Like he tried to look badass doing this dance and now is completely thrown off his game.
Yeah. Okay, and at that, because Polymorph is a concentration spell,
nice.
Mirvidar, you feel yourself grow and return to your form, although you still have something of a hankering for plant life in terms of your diet. But you are prone at the moment and like on all fours. Okay. Brand.
Seeing that Nocturne got a bit stuck in the bog there, I'll just back up a little bit and take a running start and leap towards this thing.
Oh, okay.
Swinging the quarterstaff overhead, trying to hit it. Kind of
I like it.
land.
Very cool.
First, I'm gonna have you make me a.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We'll keep the attack roll as is because it's a hit. But can I have you make me an acrobatics check?
Of course.
Okay. So you get a really solid hit, but with the running start and your momentum, you feel yourself sink a lot deeper. You're about waist deep in this mire now.
That's not what I intended.
But roll damage, yeah. Okay, yeah. Describe your kill.
Oh, yeah. I think as I sink up to my waist in the mud, the pixie also gets down with.
Oh, you just smash it down right in. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So that's the last of the pixies, and the farmer sort of like, or the wagoneer or whatever, sort of like, oh, what am I doing here? Oh, where, you thought, where am I? What am I doing here?
Oh, you damnable fool!
Okay.
You're out in the bog. Oh, good.
We are not just out of initiative yet because you, Nocturne and Brand are not in a good way.
Oh no.
Am I still a bunny, or did that go away?
No,
you're
that's
sort
dropped.
of like you like popped up onto all fours, so you're human again, or elf again, as it were. As you come to, you see Nocturne up to his knees and Brand stuck up to his waist in this muck.
Okay, I'm gonna head over there. I've got rope.
Okay.
I got 50 feet of hemp and ropes. I'm gonna uncoil that from the side of my pack, and I'm just gonna wander over here. Can I see this demarcation at all?
I'll say you get an idea of where it is.
I'm gonna toss the rope. Who looks to be in worst shape?
Brand is about waist deep.
Okay, so I'm gonna toss my rope to Brand, and see if we might pull him out of the muck.
Make like just like a general dex check, I guess.
Already?
Yeah, you get it to him pretty easily. So yeah, Brand, this looped end of the rope sort of lands next to you, and you're able to grab it.
Grab a hold
gotcha.
of that, and I'll start to try and pull him out. Just kind of head that way.
So I'm gonna say throwing it to him was your action, so you wouldn't be able to help. You wouldn't be able to pull him
Oh,
out.
we're still in initiative, aren't we? Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then Cage, it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to move over to the other side of Nirvander. And I'll grab the rope and start trying to pull him out.
Okay, so you're gonna give a nice tug. Give me a strength check. Yeah, you pull, but he's really in there. I mean, he's really stuck.
Can I reroll?
Yeah, might as well.
No.
No, not still. Still, it's he's really sucked in there. I mean, I don't know if you has ever been really stuck in like a mud pit, but that really just sucking, it's strong, and he's really deep. So, Brand, it is now your turn. I will give you advantage on a strength check to get out.
All right. Yeah, kind of laying my quarterstaff down crossways to give me a bit more leverage, and just pushing down. I just swing strength. I've got no athletics bonus, so I'll just roll that one.
Okay, so you just hit the DC. So it's with a tremendous amount of effort, you sort of wiggle and pull your way out, and you are now free of the sucking nastiness of the mire. So you can make your movement. It's still difficult terrain, but you'd easily be able to get out. So
And that was my action to pull myself out.
correct. Yep.
All good. I'll just stand on the shore and get ready to help with the rope for Nocturne.
Oh, actually, Nocturne. Speaking of that, we skipped your turn. My apologies.
Did you?
Yeah, I went from
Oh.
Cage directly to Brand, and you
Oh.
were in between. But
Oh, right.
it's a little less important now that we're not fighting things.
Well, I seem to be in a bit of a bind. I think he, not really knowing one way or the other, he'll try to just like walk towards the shore, just like pushing through with his legs as best he can.
Make me a strength check.
This is gonna be good. If there's one
Spread
thing
your
he's
wings.
good at, it's strength. Yeah. Oh!
There you go. Yeah, you sort of pull, and you're like with a sort of noise. Your first like pops out, and you get sort of iffy footing, but then you, with just enough footing to pull your other foot out with a sort of sucking noise, and you can make your movement.
All right. Yeah, he'll just his way out towards the edge.
All right, so that is, you've solved my mud puzzle.
Nice.
We are out of initiative, and the wagoneer wanders over, and he's like, "What is going on? I remember seeing something out in the mist, and then just black."
Why did you wander out here, sir?
Did you not hear me just say that I don't remember anything?
Ah, I thought you meant after you wandered out here.
No.
I'm going to go over and inspect the one of the deceased pixie carcasses.
The only one you can see is the one that was burnt. The others have been sunken into the bog in various ways.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What's good?
even with its sort of new crispy form, you can tell that there, instead of like bleeding like normal, there's like a black ichor sort of coming out of some of the more cracked parts of the body that is almost slimy. It's not so much, not in the way that blood is a little sticky, but the way that like moss mixed with something could get sticky.
What's the last thing you remember?
They don't bleed like one would expect.
Okay. The farmer sort of like is rubbing his temples, and he's like I said, I was walking between one wagon and the other, and to talk to one of the other wagoners, and I saw this small light out in the mist, and that's all I remember.
Well, don't worry about it too much now. You were under some kind of dark sorcery, but we have brought you back, defeated your captors, would-be captors, and hopefully the way back to the caravan is clear.
Yeah, me too. Wait, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, just before whatever happened to me, I think I saw someone else walking out there.
Oh, drat.
Didn't know what direction.
Someone from the caravan, you mean?
Yeah, one of the other wagon drivers. They were just headed out.
Green did mention there were 2 missing. Perhaps we'd best venture forth, see if we can find the chap.
Do you think it's safe for me to go back alone?
Well, as long as you don't slip into some of this awful mud. Just kind of like looking down with he's brown to the waist up now.
Oh yeah, you are solidly covered, Brand.
And smelling lovely, no doubt.
Oh yeah, it's this thick, musky, acidic, rotty scent. It's not great.
I think you'll be alright if you keep an eye on your footing. You'll be able to see your path coming out.
Okay. And he sort of looks, and some of your footsteps are visible because even the normal ground is sort of still a little muddy, a little squishy.
Take a cue from my friend here. Find a nice stick if you can, a long pole, and poke at the ground in front of you. Clever.
Thank you. And he wanders off to one of the trees and breaks off a branch and sort of starts poking around in front of him. And at that, I think we will take our first break.
Woo! All right.
Thanks.
Be
Cool.
right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking it out through the break. So now that we have completed Act 1, I like to go around the table, do some more introductions, talk about where people can find you on the interwebs, and generally introduce yourselves. I'm Castle Mac Steven. I'm found lurking around anything that we do here at Castle Mac, the streams and the Discord, which we would certainly hope you would come join us if you are not a member of the Discord now. It's a really awesome place, in my humble opinion, made awesome by all of these wonderful people that you're seeing here and in the chat. So let me pass that over to you. I'm always going the wrong way. Devin, let me pass that over to you, my man. Thank you so much for DMing tonight. You're doing a great job.
Thank you for having me, sir. Yes, I'm Devin. You can find me on Twitter. My little handle's below. And I'm a mod on the Castle Mac Twitch and Discord under the name Utilitas. I'm just super glad to be here.
Awesome. We'll kick it right. We'll just go straight across. Right over to you, Mr. Sean.
All right, yeah. You can find me mostly on Twitter. Again, at HighScoreKid, as you can see below. And I'm HighScoreKid on most of the other places as well, so Discord, highscorekid.com for my artwork and stuff. Yeah.
And Sean did our Curse of Strahd artwork, if you've seen that. It's super cool. And Sean, you have a blog that I follow. One of the only blogs I follow pretty regularly. With you keep up with maps and character drawings and stuff. They're fantastic, so you guys should definitely check those out.
Yeah, just got my tablet set up again after my big move to Canada, so definitely able to pump out some more art now.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, we'll probably be hitting you up for some commissions soon. All right,
Yeah.
Going back round the clock, over to you, Miss Misery.
Hi. You can see my Twitter handle down below, or this way. I'm on Twitter as Miss_Misery_. I am here every Wednesday. Eventually, someday, maybe. I'm not sure. Usually, I'm one of the Macolites in the Macolite games. And every Sunday I am on Welcome to the Party. That's it for me.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, our literal first fan ever, Mr. Wiley Hobbit.
Yes, from back in the day, or, well, that was February.
It was.
Yeah, Wiley Hobbit on Twitch and Twitter. I've been hanging around Castle Mac since Stream 1, and I'm so grateful to be part of this community. Please come hang out with us in Discord and stay happen in the chat. Thanks for all the bits. I do DM the every other Wednesday game, which it looks like we're going to come back from the shadows. And Steven is going to produce us so that we can stream again. We have been playing, although you haven't been able to see it. But yeah, so excited about that. And I also playing a little game on Monday nights over on Welcome Party RPG. So just getting back into D&D. Actually, it's been a year now almost that I've been back playing again after many actual decades not playing. Happy to be back at it.
Nice to be back. All right. Thank you all for being here. Without further ado, I can't wait to find out what's going on in this creepy-ass bog.
No
Devin,
doubt.
over to you, my man.
Yes. So, you guys watch as the after defeating these nasty Icarish pixies, you watch the Wagoneer, gently poke his way back towards the caravan, but you've been informed that there's at least one more person still out here in this bog. And I should note that Nocturne, your bird is awake again.
It was sleep. Put to sleep.
It was sleep.
Well, are any of you skilled at tracking? I would have nowhere to even begin in a place as wretched as this.
I'm more skilled at not leaving tracks, actually, but we could certainly at least take a close look and look for footprints or anything else that might lead us to the other cartmaster, Wagoneer.
That sounds like a good place to start.
All right. If y'all want to make me survival checks, we'll see if any of you can get the trail.
Okay. And while they're doing it, I'm gonna have Elia circle around overhead, trying to spot any movement. So I don't know if that's a check or what.
Make me like a perception check then.
Okay.
instead of a survival.
And she's a +4, so I'm just gonna roll for her.
Yep. Oh yeah. So Cage and Brand, you guys start canvassing the drier area, of course, and eventually you do come across what look the vague impressions of footprints. You know, the thick, heavy sort of boots that the Wagoneers tend to wear. That's sort of what you're getting, and roughly at the same time, Elia picks up in the distance a small mound in the mire, in the muck, maybe half a mile ahead.
Well, we should follow, but cautiously.
Agreed. I'll keep my short bow at the ready.
What do you
All
think
right.
the bird has seen?
It was just the mound that the bird saw up ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There is like a prominent stone on the mound, though.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Something strange. I don't know what to make of it, but a mound rising up out of the bog with a large stone in the center. And unfortunately, I can't have her get but so far away from me, so I can't get a better look, but I'm sure that's where we should head. Should be fine.
Yeah, and I would say that you sort of point off in the direction, and that seems to be, that seems to coincide with the direction the footprints are heading that Cage and Brand found.
Well, who'd like to take point? Brand, maybe with your pole. It makes the most sense for you to be in the front.
Of course, I would not shy away from such a duty.
Nor would I, but the circumstances. And he'll kind of, slowly shuffle towards the back of the line.
And if I do happen to fall into any muck, I am already quite soiled.
Yeah, right. Okay. So yeah, you guys start to head out, and Brand, I assume you're still using your quarterstaff to sort of like poke around.
Yeah.
Make me a survival check with advantage, just to see how easily you sort of navigate your way through. Oh yeah, you've got this. You seem to have picked up on the subtle nuances between the feel of the actual ground and the feel of the sort of mossy layer of like sphagnum moss that covers the deeper sort of scary sections. And as you guys are walking, the normal sort of smell of the bog, the peaty, acidic decay scent that you had sort of grown accustomed to, the portion of it that smells like rot is getting a little more pronounced, a little more noticeable, and looking around where normally it looked like a lot of it was probably hidden underneath the peat and moss. You're seeing dead trees, bone white in the moonlight, where previously they were still, they were stunted and not great looking trees, but these are dead. And as you progress, there's more and more of that. The ground, the grass, or grass, whatever, is getting a little grayer and browner as you progress, and the moss is getting a little. You're actually starting to see pockets of water where it was normally pretty fully covered. Some of it seems to be dying away and revealing some of the deep pools that you would have previously not been able to see.
Cage,
As if we are walking right into death itself.
what do you make of this, Cage? You're connected with nature and all of its folly or whatever's happening here.
I grew up in Winterdeep. What do I have to do with nature? Are you assuming something because I'm a wood elf?
Yes, 100% I was. Absolutely.
That
Forgive
would have
me.
been my assumption as well, dear cousin. Figuratively speaking, of course.
I am ever so sorry. I should have not made assumptions, but, understandable. Well, Brand, what do you make of this place?
Well, there's certainly some kind of blight upon this land. It seems, as Miravar has pointed out, that we are heading towards the source, perhaps.
Well, I don't love the sound of that, but I suppose if anyone were to make the center of this bog, I'm certainly glad it's, well, the four of us. Especially the three of you. Should I get more help? Should I go back and...
I think we'll be fine.
You're most definitely staying with us.
My
of course.
guess would be we're approaching some sort of burial mound or something, so be on guard for goodness sake.
Burial mound. Wonderful. Very well. Let's proceed then.
And I'd say at that, right around that, you start to see out of the darkness. It's not terribly tall, but it rises maybe 10 or so feet high out of the bog. This large, you would probably guess circular by what you can see, mound, and there's a very prominent white stone, like slab, sort of, placed almost on the edge, so it's not perfectly flat, it's slanted a little bit. And as you get closer, you can see a dark humanoid form, like draped across it.
Could
Do
be
you
the
recognize
Wagoneer.
him as the Wagoneer, perhaps?
You can't quite tell from here, but
Can I step back away from them and stealth and just start circling, like away from the group but up?
you can.
Is this a Karen? Karen, different pronunciation.
A cairn.
Cairn.
No, cairns are more like big piles of stones that mark burial markers. I would say that this
It looks
doesn't
like a
necessarily look
slab.
like any sort of burial site that any of you would have ever seen.
Right.
So,
I'll
but
do
yeah,
a circle
you could stealth around.
stealth.
You won't be able to get too far because you notice that a lot of it's been getting a lot more the dry viable walking paths are getting fewer and fewer as you have progressed, so there's going to be a lot less ground you can cover.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You need me to roll stealth or anything?
Yeah, Russell. Oh yeah. You
Okay.
do you announce that or do you just slip away?
I'll just slip away.
Okay. As you guys are sort of conversing, you all sort of look around and Cage is not there anymore.
I think Nocturne would look a little bit incensed, like, "Oh, come on, she knows nature. Look she just disappeared from underneath. She knows what she's doing. Should we wait here for her? Should we? What
Best
should
we
we?
continue on. I just kind of like place a hand on Nocturne's
Of
shoulder.
course, yeah,
She does this a lot at and Wagon 66. I think
of
Very well,
course.
then.
with some of my stories that I tell.
Is that a person up there laid across that slab? Stone. So
Yeah.
strange, hard to see. Let's go inspect.
I was afraid you'd say that.
All right. And at that, we are going to move into the map.
That's not
Cage,
us.
you put yourself wherever you feel like you would have sort of gone off to, in whatever direction.
I probably would have gone for the shadow of a tree, probably in around here if possible.
Yeah, I'll allow that. All right.
In amongst the tree.
Yep. Okay. So, who would like to approach first?
I'll walk up there. I've got my short bow.
Yeah, I think we'd probably walk together. Would be in a group.
All right. Y'all can here. Let's say.
There's 30.
Yep. So, as you guys approach, you hear a voice. Although to call it a voice would be generous, it sounds like the rustling of leaves in the wind. It sounds like the rolling of stones. But those of you who can speak Sylvan, namely Nocturne, you get a very sinister impression. It appears to be warning you, don't approach. This place will be your death.
he would swallow hard, look at the others who he can see, and know that they're not going to back down anyway, and be like, well, ready when you are.
What did you hear that?
I did.
Sound
Yes.
on the wind. What was that?
Mhm. It was a warning. It was just a
Oh.
warning. Of course. It was a warning.
I see. Well, we do have our mission before us. I'm curious to see if that's our Wagoneer chap up there.
I just realized I had one too many people on the map, so I deleted the other one. Don't worry about it.
Hey, one of them disappeared.
And
Twas a
As-
bog mirage.
yeah, right. As you guys are talking and sort of discussing, almost actually roll. Nah, it's fine. Almost in the blink of an eye, almost as if they had formed out of the very mound itself, you see two humanoid creatures, green skin, but again that sort of sallow greenish brownish skin, hair that looks like it's made of vines and moss, and an extremely heavy scent of decay washes over you, more
Oh.
so than this surrounding body.
Nasty.
Dr. Wood covers.
Almost like not quite like a rotting corpse, but like if you've ever
Dennis Fog.
and
You
it
up
seems
there? I'll try to hail one.
Mhm.
Have you seen our comrade?
Both of the heads turn towards you, and you ever seen that thing where like a cat's eyes are very reflective? It's almost like that, but it doesn't appear to be reflecting them like light of the moon. They almost have like an inner glow, and it's white. And their voices wash over you, but it's the sound of trees cracking in a thunderstorm, and other naturey things. And Nocturne, again, you get this sense of foreboding as they basically say something along the lines of, "This man is ours. Leave this place, or you will die here as well."
Nocturne would kind of look to them and be like, I don't think they wish to speak with us, Mirdavar. I think they're
And-
only going to understand one language.
And their heads shift to you, Nocturne, as you speak. Our mistress commands a sacrifice. We only need one, but we will obviously take more.
I'm afraid we're not going to allow that to happen.
I'm
We'll
just
kinda
looking at
look
him
at
like,
Brand
who the
and-
hell is he talking to?
Then perish. Roll initiative, everybody.
Ooh. I can't seem to... Oh, there we go. Never mind. I was just having a bug.
Oh, wait, 1 second. I gotta clear this.
Yep.
Sorry.
No problem.
Oh, the first time being a DM on a system you've never used before.
Wow, you're doing fine.
Okay. And then I'll just have Nocturne and Cage roll again. I'm not sure how to edit in an initiative.
Well, mine's in there.
You should be able to click on the number and just
Oh, yeah,
break it
sorry.
in.
Misery.
Hey, did we get a... I guess we did not take a short rest before heading up, did we? We kind of left right away.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll again?
Yeah, if you would.
All right. No.
And I think I might be able to edit it.
There you go.
All right. Let's see. Cage. Yes, I can edit it. 16. There we go. So, first, the dryad, or the creature. I don't think you guys would have necessarily known it's a dryad yet. Over here, it takes a step forward, and looks at you, Brand, as you are the one in the front. Can I have you make a wisdom saving throw?
Of course.
All right.
Jesus.
So
Reroll it,
So-
reroll it, reroll it.
yeah, you could re-roll it.
So many rerolls. Reroll it.
Going for the reroll. Oh, it's worth
Oh!
Okay, so these creatures, on initial look, they're very they almost look rotten. Like there's flecks of fungus like running over their skin, and again there's that nasty scent. But the more you look at it, Brand, they're not disgusting, they're beautiful. Why would you ever distrust this thing? And it sort of beckons at you, very alluringly, and you feel compelled to approach this absolutely amazing fey creature. So you are charmed by it, and it sort of have to do what it says.
Yep.
In a way.
And it's telling me to come closer at this point.
Yep, so that'll be on your turn. Mir Devar.
Yeah, so I'm going to draw and do my thing with my short bow here.
Yeah, which one are you?
I'll fire at the one that stepped forward.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hit.
7 damage.
7 damage? Okay. Okay.
And I'm going to stealth into some cover where I can shoot for my move. So I'm going to hopefully vanish into that.
Okay, yeah, you run over and you sort of like duck down into the scraggly dead grasses near the tree.
Yep.
Okay. Cage, it's your turn.
Alright, so I'm still over and obscured by the tree. And because of Mask of the Wild, I can hide even when I'm lightly obscured. So even though I'm still stealth, I am the breeze. I'm there.
Okay.
But... So I'm just gonna pull out my bow and take a shot at the same one as Miravar there.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong.
And if she's hidden to it, should get advantage on it
Yes,
if she successfully.
roll again.
Cool.
All right. Yeah. You just hit. And you do 8 damage. Wait, are you a rogue?
Yes.
So that means you get sneak attack because you have advantage on it. I think.
Okay, I didn't
Mhm.
think I get sneak attack. Sneak
First-
attack.
Is that just the
because-
assassin?
Nope,
You get it-
you do.
you get it with
As long
advantage.
as you roll advantage. Anytime you roll advantage, you get it.
Yep.
And also, if there's an ally,
Within
So-
5 feet.
multiple things trigger it.
So
Does the ground here seem a little bit more firm, Devin?
I mean, the area you guys are standing on is very spongy, but you're not sure about the mound per se.
Okay.
But you would guess, I would assume that it has to be at least a little more stable to not be, to be mounded. Okay, so that's 12 damage.
14.
Oh yeah, 14. I can do math. I have a college degree. All right, yeah. So the 2 arrows just hit this thing, and again, you see this brackish black liquid start flowing out of it, and the creature makes this absolutely horrible keening noise that just sets your teeth, like sort of like a nails across chalkboard kind of thing. Yeah. And then that's gonna be Nocturne's turn.
Not Mirdavar? Oh, I'm in there twice. Oh no, never mind, it just wasn't ordered, sorry. Okay, I see it. Well, I think Nocturne's gonna go for the gold. 10, 20, 25, 30. Charge this one, short sword out again, swinging it in this very acrobatic, almost a performance of it. Like he probably does like a kind of side, like a backflip almost as he's going. Not a backflip, but like a twirl, and he's just swinging the blade around.
And I would say, as you, on your previous question, as you step up onto the hill, you feel the ground solidify underneath you.
Okay. Wait, what do you mean solidify?
Like instead of the sponge.
Oh, I see. It's not. It's more solid than where we were. Gotcha.
Yeah, feels like you're actually walking on dirt again.
Awesome. All right, and he will attack with the short sword.
Hit.
13. Cool.
Hit.
For 5 piercing damage.
Yeah. Tell me how you kill it.
Oh, sweet. I think it's very graceful. And even though a short sword is technically a piercing weapon, I think he's attacking with one of the sharp edges. And so he kind of comes up and slashes it across quite quickly and then kind of twirls it around and slashes back down so 2 big gashes are visible.
Nice, yeah. And as you do, you see this thing like fall back, and as it does, it almost looks like its skin is peeling away like bark from a tree, and as it dies, it sort of like bends backward, and I need you to roll me a dex save.
Okay, can do.
All right, you're good. You see sort of from the very center of this being, like this large black spore almost, and it breaks, and a pollen flies out at your face, but you're very quick and you dodge out of the way.
Cool. That's me.
Do we see all this taking place, the spore and the pollen? And
yeah, I mean, you guys are pretty focused on the battle. You'd be able to see. And Brand, as this happens, you like sort of blink, and this amazingly stunning creature that you were about to do anything for reverts to this horrifying, rotting creature with a giant mushroom like thing in its chest, dying, spewing black ichorish liquid all over the ground. And it's your turn.
Right, sorry. Yeah, so as Nocturne's charging, Brand also kind of steps forward. Nocturne, what do you think you are? Oh. And then he just kind of turns, and he's going to charge the other one and attack it.
Okay, go for it, my dude.
Swinging up the quarterstaff.
That's a hit.
This time, as he swings across, cracking into it, plants the end of the quarterstaff and kind of launches himself off the ground and spins around for a kick to the chest as well.
All right, nice. That is going to be a miss.
Yeah.
Reroll it.
Reroll.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think we seriously have like somewhere around 67 rerolls left. Devin, you know what? You can use them too. I'm lifting the rule. Everything's gonna happen tonight.
All right, that will be a hit.
Yeah, an extra 4.
So that's gonna be 12 damage. Nice. Yeah, you hit low, and your quarterstaff like sinks into it, and then you like plant it and do the kick, and again you feel not the way a solid hit on a human feels, but it feels like you're kicking like a sponge almost, and there's a solid like boot print on the chest of this creature now, which stumbles back, looks down, and then its glowing white eyes flick up at you, and its face just gets this, if possible, even more horrible visage as it makes this low growl, and it reaches down and pulls seemingly from nowhere like a large branch that's covered in fungus and lichen, and it swings it at you. Does a 14 hit you?
AC 15.
Okay, it doesn't hit you. I used to reroll. Okay, so yeah, you see it do like a big wind up and swing, but you duck just in time when you feel the wish of air over your head as it swings at you. Okay, we are back to the top of the order. This one is dead, so let's get rid of that one. Mirdavar.
Right, I'm gonna fire another arrow at at this fella right. Yeah.
Yep. That's gonna be a hit.
All right,
All
8
right.
piercing.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah.
You a rogue, my dude?
Oh yeah,
So-
I get yeah.
You only rolled a 12. You're not actually hidden from it.
That's fine.
You see its face shift to you as the noise of the bow happens, but you still land a solid hit.
Okay. So he takes a total of 12. 4 of that would be for sneak attack due to the.
No, you don't get your sneak attack.
He does, because Brand
Jiggy.
is
I have
there.
a guy within 5
It's
feet.
Brand. Sorry, I forgot.
Yep.
Distracting him.
So total of 12.
If 12, then please describe your kill, my friend.
Yeah, so the arrow is just going to go absolutely through him and take him off his feet, and he's going to come to rest on the back
All
or
right.
whatever there would be a back on that
Yeah.
stone there.
So as it lands and hits on the stone, its body just breaks apart, similar to the way you can like pull a mushroom apart, and another puff of spores, and it launches up at Brand's face. Make me a dex save. You can re-roll if you'd like.
Yeah, why not?
All right, no. So yeah, these spores hit you in the face, and they just fill your mouth and eyes, and you are going to be suffering from the poisoned condition. Which is it just ability checks or is it attacks and ability checks? I can
Attack rolls as well.
I guess the attacks and abilities go at disadvantage.
Yeah, so you are going to be at disadvantage, and that one is dead. And as its body falls, there's a large shuddering in the mound, and Nocturne, you hear another voice. This one is much deeper, even though it is still sort of the natural sounds. But it's got almost this deep sepulcher tone to it. Who has killed my children? Who has denied me what is rightfully mine? And rising from behind the stone is a much larger creature. Still similar form, but you see its skin looks tougher, almost bark-like, where the others was more skin-like, and it's got a much more dominating presence. And let's see where it fits itself in the
Hmm.
image.
You said it was larger. How much larger?
So not dramatically larger. We're talking where the other ones were maybe 6 feet tall. This is closer to 8. So it's taller than most people, but it's not like huge.
Got it.
But in its hand is a very large, again one of those large wooden clubs covered in moss and fungus, and it's shifting its eyes back and forth. We were on Mirdavar, I believe.
Yeah.
Cage, it's your turn.
Thank you. For my location, and I can clearly see the new guy, right?
Yes.
Okay. My God, can I do anything fancy? Let's see. Where's part of being so low level? Let's see. No, I can't really. Okay. I am going to do something. I'm just going to take a shot at him with my bow.
All right.
And since do I get advantage on this, right?
Yes, it wouldn't have seen you at this point, so you
Okay.
have advantage. It can see Brand and Nocturne for
Okay.
sure.
Print that off. Huh. All my stuff is screwed. Okay. Here we go.
All right, that will be 19 is a hit, but if you want to roll again with your advantage, you might as well.
That's okay.
Okay.
You can take damage right now.
So that's going to be
Nice.
13 points of damage. Not bad. God, I'm bad at math. Okay, yeah, you get a really solid hit on it. Although the arrow doesn't sink in the way it had on the previous ones. And then Nocturne.
All right, well, Nocturne would, in the midst of the proto Blade song, he's not quite there yet, but he's doing all the right moves.
Yeah.
He would give in to the calmness and the trance of battle, and he would kind of quickly almost prance around this rock, and using his momentum as force, he would attack again with just his short sword. He is casting green flame blade, so you see like green light kind of flicking down the blade. It just doesn't actually do anything to a single target yet.
Yeah. That is going to be a hit.
All right.
Nice. You guys keep rolling 8 damage.
I know we do. We're getting you to practice your multiples of 8. Brush up on your times tables.
We're the 8 team.
That's right.
So yeah, you get a really solid slash into this creature, and in where you slash, again more of that black sludge stuff comes out, and it turns to you, and it raises its large club and swings down, and you see this one swings with far more force than the previous one. I'm gonna use a reroll.
Yeah, you got to. Come on.
Well, a 16.
Okay. It will, except I'm going to burn my last spell slot. As he sees the club, he's going to whisper and wave his hand like this, and behind it, a blue shimmering shield will come and absorb the blow to raise my armor class to 21.
Oh, nice. What spell was that?
Shield.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You got to go with the basics, man. The classics.
Yeah. Even behind the shield, you feel a really sudden jar. You can tell that this would have hurt you a lot if it had landed a blow. But as it stands, you are safe for another turn.
Yeah, I think he would sort of block that and then quickly look kind of over the rock to make sure that Brand is coming.
And speaking of Brand, it's your turn.
Yeah, with the thing distracted looking towards Nocturne, at least for now, I'm going to run up, take a foot off the rock, and then just try and dive towards its kind of shoulder area and just kind of bash it, try and knock it prone.
Go for it.
Just leaping off the rock at it, and I'll have disadvantage because I'm still poisoned.
Yep. 14 will not hit. Or well, 14 will get you off the rock.
It's is it opposed for the shove?
Oh, you're trying to
Yeah, just doing a shove attack, sorry. Not a normal attack.
That would be... Yeah, we'll do an acrobatics check, please. Yeah. It's got it. It's as you jump, it sees and it shifts ever so slightly, and your push just glances off its shoulder, and you land on the ground.
Yeah, he kind of like skids backwards a little bit, 3-point landing, before going back up and spinning the quarterstaff a bit, ready for whatever comes next.
All right. That will bring us back to the top of the order, Mirdavar.
Okay, seeing that we have a bit of a bigger baddie, I'm going to go ahead and try to firebolt this guy.
Go for it.
Or gal, or whatever it is.
Thing.
How high is that rock off the ground?
It's only maybe 2 feet tall.
Oh, okay,
So
got it.
It can be seen over the rock.
Okay.
6 will not hit.
Yeah, I'm going to re-roll that.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Woo!
10 will not hit.
Ooh.
So just an errant firebolt goes right over it.
No, I'm actually gonna say it hits it, but like it sort of waves its hand and it bursts over the skin, over the bark-like skin, without doing much of anything.
I'm going to flip it up. Spit at thee.
Cage.
Alright, I'm gonna give up my cover, but I'm gonna move my 35 feet to here. Was here I measured? Here? I'll go here on this.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna try and stealth, and I'm gonna take a shot at the dryad.
A 10 will not hit.
Can I reroll?
Yes. A 15 will not hit.
Oh well.
Steve, I hope you're keeping track of all the rerolls. 'cause I'm-
Ugh. Yeah, there's only like 62 left, so I think
Okay.
we're pretty good.
Let's slow down on the re-rolls here, people.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, your arrow sort of glances off its bark-like shell, and we are now on Nocturne's turn.
Okay. You should be able to iterate through it, by the way, Devin. If you see the little arrow, you click that, it'll move whoever's up to the top. Little roll 20 tip on the turn order thing.
Oh, neat.
Yep.
That.
All right. Did we? No, we didn't skip Cage, right? Misery just went.
Yeah, she just
Right.
went.
Okay. All right. Okay. Nocturne is going to second verse, same as the first. Again, swinging the sword around with a bit of flourish, and we'll just attack this thing with it. Did the sword hits seem like they were affecting it normally? I mean, I guess it's hard to tell because it's not really
Yeah.
humanoid. Okay.
I mean, to your knowledge, it doesn't seem to have affected it any less than it would have before.
Got it. Okay.
18's gonna hit.
Cool. Big 4.
Yeah. Yeah. This slash isn't quite as effective, but you still take a nice notch out of it, and we are now on the creature's turn, and it's gonna look at you over your shoulder, and in its because I think it can sort of tell that you at least understand it a little. It's like play your games with your magic. I don't think your friends are as lucky, and it's gonna swing at Brand. 19.
Can we make them reroll?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Maybe
let's
not.
do it.
Oh!
And that is not a nat 20, so don't worry about that. But
Ooh, that almost sucked.
all right, you're gonna take 12 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, that sends me sprawling down the hill.
Ugh.
Are you out?
Yeah,
Are you unconscious? All right.
we got 9 hit points.
Oh damn. Okay, yeah.
Party wipe it. Party wipe
So
tonight.
Here we go.
You guys watch as this thing turns and almost laughingly says something to Nocturne, and it turns and it just absolutely smashes Brand, and his body just smacks the ground and almost bounces a little bit and rolls down the hill a little bit. I'm actually gonna move you to here.
I just want to say it would be so awesome if, even in spite of the gods' favor, we party wipe tonight, as the other gods are like,
I
nope.
mean, what a fitting first DM
Yeah.
that would be for
I'd
me.
love it. I'm not afraid of party wipe, so bring it on.
Now, okay. In that case, we are at. Well, we would be at Brand.
Well, we're to Brand death saves.
Actually, Brand, make a death save, please.
Yeah.
Hang in there, buddy.
Oh man.
Oh,
Ooh,
no!
That is one.
Oh,
That is
no! Oh,
Reroll?
God.
No, I will-
We don't allow death roll
Yeah.
rerolls.
No, fair
That's
enough.
literally like the one thing we don't
Yeah.
do.
We've got 2 many rerolls otherwise.
Yeah.
All right, Mirdavar, It's your turn.
Right, I'm
You have
gonna
just
firebolt
watched.
this son of it.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, I'm actually just gonna stand. I'm mad now.
That's gonna hit.
Right. 6, and then I should grab a. Yeah, we've got a guy in melee right there, so I'm gonna get the sneak attack.
I don't think that counts for spells, my dude.
Mm-mm. It's got to be a weapon attack.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, how many times do you play a? This is my first rogue cantrip wielder, so very good. Okay, 6 damage.
Fair enough. Okay, in that case, we are going to move on to Cage. And Cage, like I said, as with Mirdavar, you have watched as Bran just gets absolutely pummeled to the ground. His limp form rolls away out of sight.
I'm not gonna lie, Cage is a little bit relieved. She's been on the wagon with him for a while. She's been
That's
doing a lot
horrible.
of scouting away from the wagon.
That's the first time he's shut up. And like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he thinks about that, then she feels a tiny bit of guilt. So there's pulling right here
All right.
and right up to next to the Dryad. Say, right there.
Okay.
And she is going to take a shot at her. At it.
Yep.
Him.
Nice. That's gonna hit.
Cool.
All right. So you do what? 12 damage.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you get a really good stab right through like its stomach area, and it's looking worse for wear. It's looking even more pallid than it had before, previously. And then Nocturne.
Second verse, same as the first. I think he's now coming out a little bit of his like almost dance trance, and it's looking a lot more feral now as he's just started to hack at it with the blade. And I think in broken Sylvan, he will say something like, "Oh, you're going to pay for that," and he'll attack with the short sword.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
Another
Again,
8.
a really solid hit. It's absolutely oozing this black liquid, and it's looking really worse for the wear. But it's going to turn and take a swing at you, Nocturne. 17.
Oh, yep, that's a hit. That's a hit.
And it's going to do 5 points. Of
Oh my god, yes. Still up.
Is that how much health do you have? Like 6?
8.
Okay, yeah. All right, Brand, give me another death save.
Come on, buddy.
Okay, you're good. That's a good save. All right. Mirdavar.
All right, I'm gonna fire an arrow.
Okay. Just hits.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you get
Then
it.
2 more for sneak attack, so 6.
Okay. With that, then, please describe your kill.
Yes, I'm just gonna lodge an arrow right in its wherever its throat-ish, like just bury it.
Yeah.
And just stand there.
Okay. Yeah, its neck hits, or it hits in the neck, and its form starts to, where the others sort of crumbled and fell away, this one hardens, and you see its feet and legs fuse together, and its hands like reach out, and it turns into one of those stunted bone white trees that you had seen, and a knot forms in the chest, and a small stone falls out.
I pick up the stone.
Yeah. So it's a small, it looks natural stone. It's like not cut, not faceted anyway, but it's black, but like a shiny black, almost like volcanic stone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cold to the touch.
Nocturne would kind of shout to Cage as it falls, like, "Try to stabilize him!" Pointing down to Brand.
All right, I'll shove the rock in my pocket and then run down to Brand and try to stabilize him.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right, roll me a medicine check. Actually, Yeah, you're good. I was gonna say we're actually out of combat. I would have allowed a stabilization, but with that roll, you sort of like, oh, he's fine. Slap him awake.
Take a bit of moss on the wounds.
Yep.
If I may, I'm going to come up and check on this fellow, the guy on the rock.
Yeah, you actually, upon closer inspection, you see that he's sort of like tied to it with these thick vines,
Okay.
and they had ripped his shirt right over his chest, and he's unconscious.
Okay. I'm going to try to slap his face. Are you all right?
Yeah, and he
cut away the vines with my dagger.
Oh,
Free him as quickly as I may.
oh, what happened?
You were taken prisoner by some evil tree spirit folk.
What? No, I meant to be guarding my cart. Where am I?
I believe you've been seduced by some evil magics, but you're okay now.
Oh my God.
How's Bran doing? I'll look over.
you see Cage just sort of like putting moss and going across his face, far less ceremoniously than you were helping out the
Very lovely bedside manner you have there, Cage.
I'm a practical Florence Nightingale.
I see. All right.
Wow.
Am I conscious again?
Yeah, we'll say for the sake of everything you're conscious, but like you're having a hard go of it.
Yeah.
Are you all right, Brand?
Look at Cage and like, I knew you were warming up to me.
I was gonna pat his cheek. Okay.
Wipe some blood off his face.
Cage, would you like me to take a look at that rock and tell you what it is?
Sure, why not? I'll hand it to him.
Alright. Given enough time, Nocturne will ritual cast Identify.
Yep. Give me a second. I gotta remember. I wrote it down somewhere. Okay, I don't remember why I wrote it down. Gosh, what spell did I have it do? It's a cantrip.
Your wounds?
No. It's necromancy. Give me a second, I gotta look it up.
Well, we all survived, so I'd consider that successful.
That was a win. Not perhaps a pretty one, but we managed to pull it off.
A victory is a victory.
Some nice sword play for a wizard.
Oh, I thank you. Yes.
Indeed.
Well,
Alright.
if you must know, I'm training to become a blade singer. No big deal.
Alright, so Nocturne. You as the conversation continues, and you guys are talking, your spell, your ritual finishes, and you look at this stone, and what it does is once per day you can cast Ray of Sickness from it.
Nice. Yeah, he would say, there is a powerful magic in here. Necromantic. But use it carefully, should be fine. If you ever want someone to study it a bit closer, I'm happy to take any notes, learn what power I can from it, but enjoy it.
Yeah,
Or-
I just found my note for it too. It's called the Stone of Blight.
Stone of Light? I'll take it back now. I'll look at it a bit. It's like, maybe it'll be worth something. Maybe a trade or... Oh, maybe I'll make good use out of it. And I'll look pointedly at Brand. And then just put it back in my pocket.
All right. Well, that takes care of that. So, you guys lead the Wagoneer back to the caravan. To some a plume. There's a couple people who are running back up and down, peering out into the mist. And as you guys approach, people gather, and Hogrina pushes to the front of the line and pulls the Wagoneer and she goes, half rations for you. Now get back to work.
A word, madame.
Yes, what do you want?
It seems they were drawn from the caravan by some fell magics. It wasn't a matter of them leaving their post on any ridiculous curiosity.
They were drawn away by foolishness.
For what it's worth, I do concur with that, although I wouldn't call you madame. I think that might actually offend you. But yes, they were certainly coerced by magics far above their feeble minds. It was inevitable, really.
Do you want half rations too, or are you going to continue to argue with me?
I'm good.
I think I understand clearly. It's well, very well then. I kind of wink at Nocturne.
Now, everyone, get some rest. And I think we're going to call it there. Well done, everyone.
Nice. Yes, well done to you. That was fun.
Nasty Dryads.
All right, I loved it. So here's what I've been doing lately. Going around the table. Let everyone one last time say where people can find you and talk about your favorite moment of the game tonight. And I'll tell you what, Wiley, I'm going to let you kick this off. You're up.
Again, Wiley Hobbit on Twitch and Twitter. I hang out here every other Wednesday. I think we're coming around this coming Wednesday. We'll have our Into the Borderlands game. It's the old Goodman Games, or the new Goodman Games Reconstruct.
That's great.
5e
the book is like that fat, too. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beast of a book. Our sheepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're playing through that with a bunch of cool kids. So, yeah, love that. Actually, my favorite part was a really brief moment, Stephen, when you cast that shield spell and you described that blue shimmering. I just, all of a sudden, in my theater of my warped mind, I pictured like Dungeon Master watching in the background as the blue shimmery shield, stop the big tree trunk club. And so that was a cool moment. I like that.
Cool, awesome. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go next. We'll go clockwise. That was awesome. I think you did a fantastic job, Devin. I think my favorite part was the bog showing up when we weren't expecting it, when we were chasing after the pixies and suddenly finding ourselves knee deep in bog. I love environmental effects in battles. I think they add a lot, more than just a map. So I'm always trying to think of things to make the battle more interesting. So that was fantastic. I think you did a wonderful job. So thank you, sir. We'll come back to you last, if that's all right, Devin. We'll shoot it back over to Sean.
Yeah, once again, I'm at High Score Kid. Find me with that handle pretty much anywhere. My favorite part of the game was probably some of the back and forth between Cage and Brand, especially because it wasn't necessarily something that we'd prepared beforehand, but Misery was just like, yeah, we don't really get along, and it was fun to run with that and play with that.
Awesome. Awesome. And speaking of Misery, over to you, Miss Misery.
Yeah, that was fun. I knew the minute I heard that voice that Cage would just be like, oh god. Yeah. I knew it the second. So yeah, that was a lot of fun for me, and just kind of a little bit of a disaster party. So I do really like that, considering how unbalanced we were. So it's nice.
I liked it too.
But anyways, you can see my Twitter handle down below. I am here every other Wednesday in our Castle Macalite game. Hopefully we will be back soon. Wily Hobbit is my DM, and I also play with Devlin there. And on every Sunday, I am on the Welcome to the Party channel in the Warhammer game, and every Thursday I am in a Curse of Strahd game on twitch.tv/theambrius.
It's really good too. Thursdays are hard for me to tune in, but every time I tune in, I'm like, man, this is good stuff.
Yep.
Paul,
that DM is fantastic.
It's amazing.
Yeah, everybody's awesome. Cool, and certainly last but not least, over to you, Devin. And again, great job tonight, my dude. That was fantastic.
Absolutely, buddy. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I had a blast, and I'm really glad everyone enjoyed it. I am Devin. You can find me on here on the Twitch CastleMac channel as a mod, and then every other Wednesday in Wiley's game, and then on the Discord, and then I'm Arcadev on Twitter. As much as I hate to say it, I just really enjoyed bouncing Brand off the floor.
Oh yeah, you got the bloodthirst, I know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've only killed 2 people as a DM before, But it
You're welcome.
really, I gotta scratch that itch sometimes.
You do. Awesome.
But no, I loved the look on yours and Steve's and Sean's faces when you got stuck in the mud. Just overall, it was great, guys. Thanks for letting me do this.
Yeah, you're very welcome. You were fantastic. Well, we will be back on Monday with marches, but Sunday we're back with our live game down here in the basement of Castle Mac with our return to Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're working on a whole new audio setup. So massively thanks to all of you who donated bits tonight. Certainly Arctic and Shannon, you guys are off the chain. Couldn't even find any words there. So you guys are absolutely amazing. It's going to help us tremendously, and we love you guys. So final thought, I posted a link to the in-character journals, which I think are super fun and worth reading. You should definitely check those out. If you don't catch the link now, come join our Discord and find them. We are going to end this night with a raid on Welcome Party, because we love them so much as usual. And they are Welcome Party RPG, is that right? Yes, we're launching that raid. So we will see you all hopefully on Sunday, and then again on Monday with another episode of Marches being DM'd by Jonathan, and then Tuesday night with a game DM'd by Sean, and then I think y'all are back Wednesday night with Into the Borderlands, right? So whew, we got a jam-packed couple days here of Dungeons & Dragons. So all right, we'll see y'all later. Thanks again.
Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.
That was fun.
All right.